You are about to enter a very, very special waters, my gorgeous Picellinis. These waters will be very spiritual, they will be rather beautiful, and they will be deep in every sense of the way indeed. It's an important unfoldment of events that you are going to have, which is going to most certainly surprise you. But this is where things are going to get really wonderful. This is when things are going to get very significant, and this is where things are going to get very, very special in many different ways, my gorgeous Picellinis. I am talking about the 22nd of March 2020, the actual 22nd of March 2020. It's going to, for once, help you out in so many different ways. This particular energy, this particular vibration that is going to be so significant on that particular day, it's really going to start changing so much for you, my gorgeous Picellinis. But there is going to be a little twist that you are going to have on the 22nd of March, and that particular little twist that you are going to have, it's going to provide you with an opportunity that you wouldn't normally have. It's going to provide you with a realization that you wouldn't normally have. It's most certainly going to also provide you with a direction that is just going to be complete, a life changer when it comes to you, my gorgeous Picellinis. And this is going to unfold and happen in such a way where you're going to find yourself being the part of the situation. You're going to find yourself being part of the group of people. You're going to find yourself being part of like a group of people or a situation or like a completely different dimension, completely different energy. It's going to be really around you, which means that there are few things that are going to be around you that are going to like kind of be very noticeable for you, like in the first for the first time, which means that spiritually you are going to get a very important rebound. On another hand, it means that you are reaching a very important stage of your own illumination. And then again, what is actually this particular day going to bring is the situation which is going to require from you to act subconsciously. So this is where things are going to get interesting, because you're going to act subconsciously. You're not even going to think about it so much, and this is when things are going to get so wonderful and magical and beautiful, and especially rather radiant in so many different ways, because your response is going to be everything. Your response is going to be different. Your response is going to come completely out of the blue, because it's coming from a very deep part of your subconscious mind, which is so much so connected to your spiritual journey, to you making an important decision, for you starting an important direction that you wouldn't normally start. And most certainly this is going to be the highly illuminated stage when it comes to you having like seeing bits and pieces about your path, which are going to be absolutely sacred. And this is what I'm talking about, this sacred feeling, this sacred energy, this sacred power that is going to shine very brightly out of you on this particular day. It's just going to change literally everything. This is remarkable, and it's very important, because there is going to be the opportunity that you will have at the same time, and that opportunity that you are going to have at the same time, it's going to come in a form of realization. And this is why this is so important. So the bottom line is that the 22nd of March 2020, it's not only going to reveal a completely new direction, it's not only going to provide you with an opportunity, but the bottom line is this is all coming through you finding yourself in a completely new dimension. By meaning, what I mean by this is just you're gonna be somewhere, you're gonna go somewhere, and it's just gonna be so many elements of new, like maybe new people around you, the place is gonna be new, and that in itself, it's also going to get this vibration going to start with. But it's all from your own reaction that is just going to be required from you almost immediately, and you're going to react in such a way which is going to come to deeply from your subconscious mind, and that in itself is just going to help you to reflect so much. And most certainly your response is going to be absolutely everything, and it is going to be all about the actual very very important stage that you are going to make, very important stage that you are going to start, which is just about to bring you a whole new perspective. This perspective is going to be very important when it comes to your own balance, because it's literally going to change everything. This energy is going to be so strong. This energy is going to be so powerful. This energy is going to be so significant that this is going to be the peak of your own radiance, and it's just going to provide you with a magical energy when it comes to the power of manifestation, when it comes to your own mind. This is when you are anyway highly vibrational as it is. So basically an opportunity that you are going to have, an opportunity that you are going to go for it, you know, which is just going to come and manifest from this particular perspective. Is just going to take off completely within the next 7 months. The next 7 months are going to be so important, but most certainly 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So October 2020 is just going to be absolutely mind-blowing when it comes to the second stage of this. This is so important. It's unbelievable. No, you don't need to wait until October 2020, but I'm just saying, it's just so wonderful, and it's so interesting that the energy in March, especially when it comes to you, it's going to be very deep, it's going to be very intense, it's going to be very powerful, a little bit confusing in many different ways, because you're going to find yourself being attached to things that you haven't been attached before. But this is so good because it's to do with your spiritual growth, but also it's about the adventurous feeling, and it's about this energy that is going to become highly important and highly vibrational part of your own spiritual journey. And this is all going to make sense on the 22nd of March, when you're gonna respond in such a quick and beautiful way, and that response is going to be absolutely everything. But it's also the feeling of a vision, which is just going to be very optimistic moment in time, and it's going to inspire you in so many different ways. My gorgeous Picellinis, March is going to be big. My gorgeous Picellinis, March is going to be very important when it comes to you. Not only that this is in general, like when your radiance is just at its peak, of course, but most certainly it is the new starting point that you're going to have. At the same time, it's all about the new perspective, it's all about the invocation, it's all about the manifestation. It is the beginning of your own rebirth that you're going to have. But this is all going to come and happen and start from the power that you're going to have through your own radiance, which is going to make your focus crystal clear, and it's also going to give you the power to forget and to not to focus on the negativity, just to think positive, think positive, think positive. By thinking positive throughout the March, my gorgeous Picellinis, you are going to be on the wings of love. By thinking positive, you are going to have a highly transformational and powerful moment. By bringing yourself down, it is not good, baby. No, 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 baby, no. You don't do that. You do not waste a month where the energy is just so highly magnetic for any negativities or anything like that. It's time to be open-minded. It's time to just go for it. It's time to be as adventurous as you can. And it's also very, very, very important, Picellinis, and listen to me very carefully. Even if you don't feel like going out, even if you don't feel like doing things, even if you're really tired and you feel really bad, I just suggest you just to be part of as many situations as you can. Go out as much as you can. This is all about you testing the waters. It's all about you going as deep as you can. It's all about your own swimming, because this, my gorgeous Picellinis, is your time of the year. It's your time to shine. It's your time to manifest. It's your time to show yourself, and it's your time also to follow your instincts and to follow your intellect, to follow your path, to follow your own directions. There is nothing to stop you. Nothing is going to stop you, and this is most certainly going to bring you an important crossroad, but this is going to be good. It's going to be brilliant, and most certainly it's going to bring things that you didn't have before. Okay, before I go any further, happy birthday, my gorgeous Picellinis. I wish you all a happy birthday. This is brilliant, and this month is just going to reflect on you so beautifully. It is going to be the return of energy that is just going to help you to shine rather brightly on one hand, but on another hand, it's all about illuminating the actual path around you and just going for the things that are deeply part of your spiritual journey, deeply part of your karma, and most certainly part of the opportunities that I have been talking about so far. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your monthly horoscope tarot card readings, and it's for you, my gorgeous Picelini, and it's for March 2020. So it's for you, my gorgeous Picelinis, and it's for March 2020. Now basically your number this month is, of course, which number? Have a guess. Bam, bam, bam. It's number 7. Look at this, look at this, look at this, looky, heary. No, it's just so good because number 7 is the highly powerful number when it comes to the energy of the vibration of angels, the spirit guides, our subconscious mind, the universe, the God. It is just a highly powerful number which is just making us very optimistic, and it's also going to give you the bravery when you need to have a bravery. It's going to make sure that you have the energy where you need to have the energy, and it's also going to be very important when it comes to making very big and important decisions, because they are going to be quite significant and quite relevant throughout this month. It's such an important month, which is going to also such an important number. Well, it's an important month as well, but also by the end of the month you are all going to have an experience like, oh my Lord, oh my God, like you will have an experience like you've met your angel, or you will have an experience like a massive, huge, absolutely vavavumish, powerful Vavavumish, look at this. I feel Vavavumish, powerful energy. That this is my little mug. I feel Vavavumish. Look, it's got Sasha Bonasin on the other side here. I feel Vavavumish indeed. But it's just an important, actually, if you would like to buy this mug, then you can just see it underneath. You will see it's advertised. But anyway, yeah, so it's number 7 basically. Yeah, it's just so important because it's all about having these very strong confirmations throughout this month. So all you need to do also to use this power of angels, this angelic and wonderful vibration and energy, this sharpness that is providing a very clear vision where you wouldn't normally have. You just kind of think very optimistically and be as open-minded as you can, and just to pay attention to certain things. And as soon as you direct your energy towards something, so if you're uncertain about the clear directions and things like that, you just need to make like a little direction, little energy by directing your mind, directing the question, and by wandering in an optimistic and adventurous and wandering way, and you are going to get the response. Whether this is going to be happening throughout the month. So throughout the month you can ask people little questions, and you will most certainly going to get the answer. And even if you don't get the answer in the form of like a word, you are most certainly going to be pushed, and you're going to be guided by your guardian angels, by your spirit guides, by your God, and the universe is going to provide you with everything you need, as long as you're optimistic, as long as you're open-minded, because number 7 means that you're protected by the energy of angels, the God, the spirit guides. But at the same time, it is all about thinking optimistic, and it's at the same time you're crossing a very important stage in your life where you're going to be provided with a mind-blowing opportunity. But this is very deep, it's very spiritual indeed, but this is also going to be the month when you're going to grow so much in so many different ways, that there are a couple of things that are going to come slowly to an end through your own realization. Something about the certain stages in the path of your journey that created a little bit of crossroads before. Within the last 11 months, that was significant stages. 2 things that you're going to be paying attention to, but most certainly it's going to be brilliant, because there are a couple of options going to come out of it that you wouldn't normally have, because this is all about your grounding, your strength, your power, and most certainly it's about the return of creativity, and that in itself is just going to be very promising time indeed. Number 7, my gorgeous Picelini, also means that you are going to have this month very important success, a very important success, and it's to do with a certain gain, and that is going to be quite good when it comes to money and financial situations indeed. But on another hand, when it comes to rather a bit more complex situations, you're going to have you're going to overcome obstacle, and that obstacle and challenge, it's also going to be so important because it's going to come with an element of surprise. It's going to surprise you. You're going to find yourself in a much better place, in a much better way, where you would actually spiritually normally think that you would be. Just remember those angels' wings that I was talking about. This is what they are going to be responsible for, because you're going to find yourself in this highly advanced way, in advanced places, and it's just so important for you just to realize this and see your life from a slightly different angle. And this is all going to be relevant throughout March 2020. And it's also very important to say that, you know, it's a surprise, because you're going to find yourself on an advanced level, but in a good way. And also big victory, my gorgeous Piscelinis. This month it's all about big victories, my gorgeous people. It's so important, because it's also going to bring you that victory. It's going to put you in a situation where you're going to need to kind of extend something, and this is going to come in a form of like some kind of negotiation, a negotiation that you're going to have. It's also going to be absolutely mind-blowing. If you would like to negotiate, you just go for it throughout this month. It's important, because at the same time you're going to be spiritually growing and spiritually glowing as well. On another hand, it is going to basically start the process of an important accomplishment that is going to take further 9 weeks. Okay, it's going to this month you're going to start a process of accomplishment which is going to take another 9 weeks, and that is just so important, because you will have indication that you didn't have before. This is brilliant, because it's also going to provide you with a very important direction when it comes to your safety. It's very good indeed, very, very good indeed. And there is something that you will learn, where to be cautious in your life. Okay, on another hand, there is going to be the learning process that is going to be rather important. So any growth when it comes to learning, I would highly advise you to go for it. But it's just like there is one certain learning process that you will have, which is going to be very important, and it's just going to be very significant when it comes to your own concentration. And it's so powerful, because it's just going to kind of penetrate you to learn more, to learn more, to learn more. And this is exactly what you should be doing right now. It's so important. And also at the same time, an important news you will get, about some kind of fairness, some kind of important justice, that it's at the same time going to bring you balance, and it's going to put your mind to the rest. Maybe you were waiting for the certain court case, maybe you were waiting for some kind of decision to be made in a really long time. So most certainly this is going to be really good, and it's just going to provide you with a proper balance. It's bringing the harmony that you were missing, it's bringing the harmony that you were needing, and this is to do with the reward, you know, and it's also going to be kind of like an important stage, because there is going to be quite significant advice, very, very significant advice that you're going to get at the same time, which is going to surprise you a little bit. But then again, as the time goes by, this is going to make more sense to you, like there is no tomorrow. Okay, so what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Piscelinis, when it comes to your own health. Now, this is important. When it comes to your health, there are a few things that are going to be significant. It's the actual vitamin D. You need to make sure that you're kind of like taking vitamin D. It needs to be natural, without any horrible ingredients, without any unnecessary ingredients or anything like that. Natural supplement vitamin D. If you can get it from the sun, that's brilliant. If not, then get a natural supplement. If not, then you can get like a food, organic free range eggs, for example, are rich in vitamin D. On another hand, this is going to be quite good for your bones. On another hand, it's very important also inside your gums. I mentioned this before. Inside your gums is going to be quite sensitive. Just make sure, please, to avoid the horrible vile fluoride toothpaste and the fluoride mouthwash. You just get rid of it, please, and just use mouthwash which is fluoride free, and use toothpaste which is fluoride free. So this is going to be good for your gums, and it's going to be good for your mouth as well at the same time. But on another hand, organic acerola cherry powder, I know I always on about it. Organic or acerola cherry powder is the natural source of vitamin C. I recommend this to you all the time, and this is so important when it comes to boosting your own immune system with vitamin C, because organic acerola cherry powder contains a beautiful amount of vitamin C, C. And if you can take this every morning, 1 liter glass of water with a teaspoon throughout this month will be fantastic. Drink it, and this is going to provide you with a nice amount of vitamin C. On one hand, this is going to help you with the cold and flu, which is something that I think you should, that you will kind of have. And also like this type of infections, you know, like a cold flu, cold, you know, and this is why it's important to kind of make sure that you are taking a relevant vitamin C. But at the same time, this vitamin C is also going to help you with the gum health, you see, with the sensitive gums. On another hand, just make sure that you're also using like aluminium free deodorants which are aluminium free, so you can just kind of make sure that you restore this particular balance. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Now, my gorgeous Piscelinis, I'm going to the very first part of the actual, very first date that I have important for you. And the very first date is, of course, going to be the 1st of March. You know, the 1st of March is going to start an important progress, an absolutely mind-blowing important progress when it comes to you walking into your own dimension, walking into your own energy. This is going to be a really important time of the year when it comes to the actual achievement, when it comes to your own spirituality, when it comes to your feelings, when it comes to all your chakras. This is all going to be so important. I highly suggest you look at this gorgeous baby. It's a really nice little pendant, and this is the Moldavite, of course, gorgeous Moldavite, and this is probably the biggest piece I had so far. This is very beautiful and it's very strong. This is wrapped like in a sterling silver, you see, and this also will come with a sterling silver chain. So this is sterling silver, sorry, wrapped in a sterling silver, you see, wire, but it's also going to come with a sterling silver chain. And Moldavite is absolutely important. Look at the size of it, so cute though, very important, very powerful and very significant. One of the most powerful crystals, one of the most significant crystals you can get out there, Moldavite, and that's quite difficult to get hold of sometimes, especially when they're this particular size, indeed. And the Moldavite is absolutely remarkable when it comes to activating all your chakras, indeed. But on another hand, it's significant at the time of spirituality, at the time of spiritual growth, at the time of spiritual connection. We can get so much, we can understand so much, we can absorb so much around us, but that can kind of block us from moving on until we kind of understand what's happening, because we can kind of we can end up with so much information that can actually kind of cloud our own journey. But it's not only about that, it's about to kind of what takes the most priority and things like that. But the bottom line is the Moldavite is very important when it comes to the actual spiritual growth, when it comes to the spiritual understanding, when it comes to the spiritual advancement. It's very good for the prosperity at the same time when we are going through changes, when we are focusing on things, when we want to be successful. It's absolutely remarkable for the protection as well. So when you are like so spiritually growing and you're going through so many different levels and so many different dimensions, I absolutely highly suggest you to have this Moldavite and wear this throughout March and April, because this is not only going to protect you, it's going to rejuvenate you, it's going to help you with your spiritual growth, it's going to help you with your advancement, and therefore you will be able to understand certain things about your spiritual journey, certain things about yourself, and in particular those things that you wouldn't be able to understand normally, because this is going to allow you to expand your mind to all those areas and stages that you wouldn't normally go to. Very important. As I said, this beautiful, gorgeous and ever so powerful Moldavite comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. And by buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, indeed. And the reason why, it's because from the 1st of March you're entering a very important stage of the spiritual growth. It's so important because it's going to feel like a different dimension. It's going to feel like a very deep, beautiful and powerful spiritual special waters that you're part of, but most certainly it's about it's going to start like feeling a little bit different, but that it's in itself, it's also going to penetrate your psychic feelings, your psychic emotions, your intuition. It's going to be like, oh my God. And it's also going to be like a little bit like unbalanced when it comes to that, because you're going to be wondering, oh my God, where all this information is coming from. Make sure that you pay attention to your dreams and what's the very first thing on your mind in the morning. The 1st of March is going to bring you a certain minor little deception, but please don't like, oh my God, deception. No, baby, no. You will be finding yourself in an advanced way, on an advanced level, because you are going to find yourself in a stage where deception will be recognized. A certain deception will be recognized from someone on time. So you will be protecting yourself here at the same time, because you will be you'll be able to escape narrowly this situation. And this is when all this energy is just going to kick in. This is absolutely brilliant, because this is going to work in your own advantage. And this is to do with maybe certain ignorance and maybe some kind of lack of understanding from someone just kind of playing a certain part in this. So it just made the situation to be in this way. But this is so brilliant, because it's going to help you to release yourself from the situation, to set yourself free. And also it's going to make you quite wise. This is the wise moment in time, which is just going to give you a sound judgment and serene knowledge. Is going to be very sacred and very powerful at the same time. So you are most certainly going to be thinking about a certain hidden emotion, and this is when the things are going to start like unfolding for you indeed, because your own practicality is going to help you to kind of pay attention to what is actually kind of making you frequently restrained. And that in itself is going to be brilliant, because it's going to be the new path, the beginning towards your own perfection. This is so much to do with the hermit moment that you are going to have right at the beginning of March. And when you have a little hermit moment, you know, by the end of the day, and on the first day of the month, it's gonna be very significant, because it means that it's a very strong connection in between you and the new stage that it's about to unfold, that it's about to have an unfoldment at around the mid-month. So this is why this is about to provide you with a vision, and that vision requires from you to dig a little bit deeper. So this is what's gonna happen. You will have your self-illuminating experience through your hermit moment, and it's gonna confirm to you what are you kind of like self-denying, what are you self-denying to you. This is going to be so important, because it's going to be a significant stage of you making a decision that you wouldn't normally make. And this most certainly is going to be a clear path towards the perfection, recognition and honor. That day, before the end of the day, I want to say this is not related to this. It's also going to be the time of the actual ultimate change. You will know that this is all to do with the fulfillment, capability and understanding your own situation, understanding your own path very, very clearly indeed. This is going to bring you reward from hard work, success and admiration from others, which is just going to make you feel like on top of the world in every possible way. The second part, the second date that is going to be quite important, my gorgeous Picelini, is going to be the 17th of March. Now the 17th of March, it is just going to be like somebody, you see, it's just like from all this like a kind of like a contradictions, you know, somebody else's contradiction is just going to basically show the certain understanding of complexity of the certain complexity that you wouldn't understand. So through somebody's contradiction, you will understand the complexity of the situation. And this is so brilliant, because this is when the highly vibrant time it's going to come to the surface, and especially when it comes to things that you want to do, especially when it comes to things that you like doing, and especially when it comes to things that are very unique to you, very unique, that you're very good at. This is brilliant, because it's just going to most certainly help you to kind of like basically have an important negotiation here on this particular day. And that negotiation is just going to lead towards the prosperity, well-being and luxury. It is the extreme comfort that is going to become significant at this moment in time that you wouldn't have before, because it's going to come in the form of a benefit, profit and a certain gain that is so much so to do with an improvement of your life, and most certainly is going to lead towards an advantage. The third important date It's of course the 31st of March. The 31st of March is all so much to do with the actual resolution of the problem. And that was problem that was slowing you down for the last 3 years. This was quite significant, very important. And that is coming to an end as in the form of a conclusion. It's absolutely brilliant. And that is going to bring a nice, beautiful healing as well. And also it's going to inspire you because it's going to directly bring a swift change and move with a very slow stage of your life. And this is when the new inspiration is going to come through, because it's going to bring you really beautiful newly acquired prosperity, but at the same time it's about the peace, tranquility, and just, you know, basically rest after the really busy period, but in the best possible way. And that in itself, it's also going to make you realize, you know, this is your own justice, this is your own time. And it's also to do with the you know, really good news that you are going to have on the 31st. There's an important news that you are going to have, and it's to do with a gain, and it's to do with an advancement, what you expected, but it's just going to take you somewhere else completely different, with an element of a beautiful surprise. And it comes with the justice and the proper balance and an advice that you are going to have at the same time. It's the recognition of the certain ability that is just going to take turn somewhere completely different. Just watch this space. And on another hand as well, it's the promotion, an important day when it comes to the certain promotion. Okay, so now going on the very first part of the actual February, you see it's all going to be about casting out certain restrictions, about living your life, about enjoying yourself, and about thinking about the return of the balance. That in itself is going to be so good for you, because it's also going to bring the certain lost opportunity right at the beginning of this month. And that opportunity that was lost at some moment in time, now it's going to provide you with a clear direction, with a clear opportunity. And this is because the time is going to be absolutely right. It's so important to remember that the group of people is going to require your input. This is so important. The group of important people are going to require your input, and your input is going to be more important than anything else, because most certainly it's going to be the great time of the actual awakening, of the spiritual awakening that you are going to have, and people will be able to feel this energy, this very, very powerful radiance indeed. An important choice you are going to make as well when it comes to somebody, a very important choice that you are going to make, and that important choice is going to be directly responsible for you having a beautiful optimistic feeling when it comes to like assertiveness, but also at the same time you will know that this is to do with a new beginning. By the time we get to the second part of February, it's all about a new beginning. You feeling very strongly about a new stage, new option, new direction, new school, new job, something very important. The whole new branch is going to become very significant part of your life here, and it's just going to push you towards it like even more. You're going to have a little sign, little indication, and there is a very important vision, very mind-blowingly important vision you will have at around the mid-February. Just watch this space. This vision is going to be so significant because it's also representing your own invocation, your clear focus, the peak of radiance, the start of an unfoldment indeed, but also it's just about the celebration and the actual completion and the new beginning at the same time. This is the harmonious energy. It's going to be directly responsible for you to feel these things in a completely different way, which is just going to make you, it's going to re-energize you, it's going to make you feel really optimistic, but at the same time it's just going to push you towards all sorts of situations that you wouldn't normally go towards, because this is all about the enlightening feeling indeed, and that is going to reflect on you in such a beautiful way. It's about the victory, mental clarity, and the feeling that you are just going to be on top of the world. It's an adventurous situation that is just going to be so important for you, but it's not to do with an adventure, but a daring situation. Your spirit guide or some kind of a guru or somebody who you think of very highly is just going to become the part of your mind. They will not tell you things directly, but something that they've already told you, or something that they will tell you like maybe at the beginning of that month. It's just going to travel back to you on this veil length in this particular dimension, and that is just going to come through. It's going to manifest, and it's going to require your attention at the right moment in time, because through your own teacher, through your own guru, to your own spiritual leader, you will know exactly what to do and when to action and when to act on the certain person controlling your life, but they shouldn't. Somebody who's like a little bit toxic and somebody who's a little bit controlling and a little bit negative. So now it's the time to move on, and that person is going to confirm this to you, and it's going to start with the form of like a maybe like a some kind of like an unfinished business. You see, this is an important moment in time for all these puzzles, which is going to require from you to grab them and just put them in the place. You see, now the second puzzle here is like an unfinished business, something that you really wanted to do, but it was not the right moment in time, so you had to like kind of ignore it a little bit. So this is a really sacred moment in time which is coming through and it's going to provide you by the time we get to the last part of February with an opportunity, beautiful hope, and in the form of the bright prospect and the clear direction that you wouldn't normally have. This is absolutely wonderful. So something you wanted to do for a while, an unfinished business, is gonna like come back and it's just gonna like basically have the second stage for you, but this time it's going to be different because the branch of these trees are going to be deeply rooted already. And the third part of February is just all about the actual, you know, like maybe somebody's dishonesty. You know, it's a very complex situation because somebody's dishonesty is just going to come to the surface that you are going to be aware of. And this is something to do pretty much so with the part of your life where that person was maybe like avoiding certain responsibilities and you were kind of affected by it because they weren't playing right in a certain way. So now that created a certain burden because it created a problem in itself. So now that's bouncing back at the end of March when the energy is very strong, it's very bright, it's very important, but this is also to do with the peak of your own like passion. You know, this is when your own passion is literally coming out through your own radiance. So that's where you're able to achieve and do so much at this moment in time. So it's the burden that is just going to come through this person. It's going to bounce back, that the burden that was created, and now it is just through somebody who you really know, somebody who knows you, like a friend or family member is going to tell you something, is going to suggest something to you, and somebody who knows you so well, in and out, somebody who knows you better than you know yourself. You know, these people do feel our energy, they do feel our past, they do feel our karma in a very deep and very powerful and very strong way. So through somebody who you know, it's going to tell you something, it's going to give you advice at the end of this month, it's going to confirm something to you, and that most certainly is going to come at the right moment in time when it comes to you making an important decision. So most certainly few things are going to happen, a new inspiration, new idea, new path, you know, new dimension, but at the same time this burden, this annoying burden is also going to come to an end, but most certainly you will learn out of it so much, and it's going to provide you with an option this time because you will have a reason for the celebration, and most certainly this is going to be the highly artistic moment in time. Tiger's eye also, you see, I mentioned, like, you know, when people are around us that are a little bit negative, that are maybe a little bit toxic, you know, Tiger's eye would be brilliant for you to wear to protect yourself in March and April. Every time when you're surrounded by the negative people, every time when you're surrounded by the people who are draining your energy, every time when you're surrounded by the toxic people, you know, you just protect yourself by wearing a Tiger's eye. On one hand, it's going to be quite good for prosperity as well, to making decisions, but on another hand, it's going to protect you against an evil eye and negative people like this. This comes with the sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, but this is something that is going to be quite significant for you. But most certainly the end of March, it's going to bring you a lovely celebration, and also that celebration, you know, it's going to be so good for you because it's going to be the return of stability. This was connected to an instability, you know, for the last few years or good few months, you know, you had a certain instability because of this unfoldment of events, and that in itself is going to provide you with a turning point. It's going to be amazing, it's going to be remarkable, it's going to be like such a strong and very shiningly bright moment that you are going to have at the end of March, and it's all about the turning point, destiny, fortune, you know, like fate. This is all going to be like a highly vibrational moment in time. time, but also it's about this perspective that is going to come through. And that perspective, it's immediately going to enhance your power, enhance your strength, and it's going to bring you a promise, and it's just going to make you creative when you need to be creative. When you are creative, when you reach such a high peak of creativity, you can do so much. There will be beautiful surprise connected to this as well, because you're going to find yourself in a really important stage, and you're going to find yourself being able to reward yourself with something quite important and significant, because you will see that you've got more resources than you need in order to move on. There is a very special stage that you're going to enter at the end of March, but this special stage is about your own advanced and about the realization that something absolutely mind-blowing is coming, and it's going to be so much sooner than what you originally thought. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you Picellinis that are in relationship, okay? Oh, for those of you that are in relationship, it's important to say to your partner, you see, just to make sure that your partner doesn't rush into any decisions. Make sure that your partner doesn't kind of probably invest this month. If it's to do with an investments and negotiations for you, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. But if your partner is like a Picelini as well, then it's going to be fine, but they just need to kind of like listen to themselves, listen to their mind, listen to their subconscious mind and things like that, and just like basically, because psychic feelings like intuition is going to be at its peak, and there is something that is going to be hidden in this realization that your partner will want to know. But if your partner is not like Picelini, then just make sure that your partner is not having any negotiations or is not making any big or important decisions this month, because there is somebody like a little bit of a snaky in the grassy around your partner, and this is how I would like them to protect themselves, if you can let them know. And also there will be a very important decision that you are going to make when it comes to your partner. You see, very important decision you're going to make, and this decision is going to be so good, but it's most certainly coming from your side, from your own success, from your own realization, from your own dimension, indeed. And this is going to be so good because it's connected to the stage, something that you wanted to do in an absolute ages. So this is why this month is going to be really important. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you Picellinis that are single and ready to mingy. Stranger in the night, Picelini in the morning. You see, go out, Picellinis. Listen, this is so important, okay? This is the month of success. This is the month of high vibrance. This is the month of connection, reconnection. This is a very important month when it comes to your own radiance. It will be at its peak, which means that people will be able to sense this sensuality. People will be able to sense this power. People will be able to sense this radiance, and this is brilliant because it's going to reflect on you in such a way where you're going to feel really vavoomeish, and you will be attracting all sorts of people, and that is going to be so good for your self-esteem and for your confidence to start with. There are a couple of important people that you are going to meet that are going to stay part of your life like forever, and it's not even to do with the love or anything like that, but most certainly there is someone very special about to enter your life. You will have an important moment when it comes to your home, an important moment when it comes to the actual happiness, joy, pleasure, and also when it comes to the certain peace and contentment. And that is going to allow you to focus on a certain change when it comes to your immediate home. So your mind is going to be focusing on a certain change when it comes to your home, big change and things like that. Well, that is going to be the moment in time when you are going to come across someone very special, someone very beautiful who's about to enter your life. You're going to like this so much because it's going to happen when you least expected. Although you will be surrounded by people, although you will be outside, although you will be part of all sorts of situations you wouldn't normally have. So socially this is going to be incredible. So on one hand you're going to kind of expect it, but on another hand, when that happens, when you meet this person this month for the first time, just remember, one step at a time, okay? When you meet this person, everything is going to change. It's going to be incredible and very beautiful moment indeed. So for single Picellinis, someone is coming, my gorgeous people, and it's going to happen this month indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Piscelinis, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I wish you all a happy birthday, my gorgeous, beautiful, mysterious and gorgeous deep people. I love you all so much. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing and light to every single one of you. Okay, my gorgeous Piscelinis, I love you so much. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye, Piscelinis.